Between menstruation, sexual intercourse, and childbirth, the female reproductive organs withstand quite a lot. When you add changing hormones and pelvic floor issues to the mix, sometimes the vaginal area is anything but comfortable. Introducing vaginal steaming, or commonly known as Yoni steaming, an age old remedy set to cleanse the vagina and uterus, regulate menstruation, and ease period cramps and bloating. To tell us more is a businesswoman, a mom, and a philanthropist, Imaan Zenzokuhle. She is also, according to me, the queen of Yoni steaming. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh, Imaan.
Walaikum salam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Shukran.
The queen.
Yes, it's the queen. I mean, everybody goes to you when it comes to this, right? So, the queen herself. Right. So, what is the history of Yoni steaming?
Okay, so Mariam, Jazakallah for having me back. So Yoni steaming has been practiced all over the world for many centuries. All the continents that you know, from Africa to Asia. So it's not something new.
Mm-hmm.
And it helps with many conditions, and it should be used when there is an absent period, or to clear old residue, or to aid with fibroids or postpartum, or menstrual cramps and conditions like your bacterial vaginosis. So, you know, as women, you always have thrush, your fibroid or cyst. So growing up, old remedy, we used to sit on hot water boiled with herbs so that we can cleanse our yoni area.
Mm-hmm.
You know, the yoni area, meaning the vaginal area.
Mm-hmm.
So it is a practice that is done once a month after your menstrual cycle ends. And for postpartum, after given birth, yoni steaming is used 2 to 3 days after your birth. And it can also help to disinfect your tears when you're tore after you gave birth, and your stitches, and to deal with your prolapse. You know, a prolapse, when you finish giving birth, sometimes the organs come out. So it tightens the vagina so the organs can move back into their place.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so that is the thing for you.
All right. And what sort of herbs are used for this cleansing process?
Unfortunately, my camera couldn't work.
Yeah.
I had prepared the herbs for you, but I will let you know. I'll use your lemon balm for your fertility. It's good for fertility, and your raspberry leaf. It helps with the tightening of the walls. I also have your moringa leaf that I use as well. It helps with the cleansing and the bacterial vaginosis and the yeast infections. Your dandelion root, your lavender blossom. There's many herbs that I use depending on the situation that the woman is dealing with.
Oh,
So we don't have a specific one herb that you use. Sometimes you did your postpartum after you gave birth, you had a miscarriage. So you will use herbs to cleanse your cleansing blend, which also helps you to remove all the old residue that are inside or any bacteria.
Oh, okay.
And, yes.
So I thought that there was just one product for everything. So you make specific ones.
I make specific one according to my client's needs and my client's reasons. Because sometimes you just have a vaginal bacterial disease. So it needs a specific herb or specific blend of herbs to use. And sometimes you are dealing with, after you give birth, or maybe you are dealing with infertility, I use root bark trees and root from the trees. Unfortunately, you can't see them. I think maybe I'll take pictures so that you can see, but it's different. There are herbs that I use, and there are also barks, the tree barks that I use.
Mm-hmm.
So,
All right. How is it done? How does the steaming process work? What do you do? How are you supposed to do this? And how often are you supposed to do it?
Okay, so usually you have to steam after your monthly cycle, after your menstrual period. And then there's two setups that you use. There's a mild setup and there's an advanced setup. So a mild setup is when the pot doesn't have a burner underneath. So you will boil the herbs with the pot, and then you will take the pot, and I don't use plastic. You will take it and you put it in a bucket, or you will sit underneath it. So it shouldn't be hot, and the steaming will commence for roughly like 10 to 15 minutes. And some people will always need a mild setup, especially if you are a first-time steamer or when you are a sensitive user or woman with a loop, IUD. You see the vaginal loop. If you are using a loop as a contraceptive, and those prone to infection, and those under the age of 13, because you can use your vaginal steaming even when you are younger than 13 years old. So those with the history of spontaneous building or who are prone to fresh spotting should not yoni steam while they are experiencing those conditions. So when you are like spotting, you don't use it because it will make the blood, you will bleed more. So when you are bleeding or you're on your period, you don't use it. And then there is an advanced setup. So an advanced setup it should be practiced after you are being screened. Like we'll ask you questions: Are you on a loop? Are you on your contraceptives? What is your condition? So a burner or heat source is used under the pot, and your yoni steaming can continue for like 30 minutes or more. Even though this is an effective, it's a therapy, it can be too much and should therefore be practiced by those with enough experience. You don't just do an advanced setup, or you go to a yoni spa to do the advanced setup. And it's also important that users are hydrated when they might want to lie down afterwards, because you are draining all the old residue, you're cleansing yourself, so you don't need to do hard labor after. You just need to drink your water and relax. And then it is also vital to get the heat to the right temperature. Don't burn yourself because that part is very sensitive. So the water shouldn't be too hot, so that it can create an uncomfortable experience. The water should have its own temperature. If you are yoni therapist like myself, I know the temperature that is used for the advanced steaming. And also, when you are doing the advanced steaming, there's a clock that you wrap around your body to keep the heat and the steam to initiate the detox sweat. Yes. So that is how you steam.
Okay, so the temperature, how would you know if it's too hot or it's just right for you, or even if it's too cold?
It should be the temperature. I think if you have a temperature clock like I do, I will know which temperature should use. But it shouldn't be too cold. It shouldn't be too hot. It shouldn't be warm. But it should be, how can I explain it? But there should be steam coming out. But it shouldn't be uncomfortable when you're sitting on. But you shouldn't be using a plastic as well if you are doing the mild setup, because you remove the plastic. There's toxins in the plastic, so it is better for you to use stainless steel pot, or what do you call this? Stainless steel pot is fine to use.
All right. Yeah. And there are also specific, stools, V-steaming stools or something that people use, that people are coming up with nowadays to help with this process.
The stools, they're not something that is, I guess maybe in South Africa you can say something that is known now. Yeah. The stools have been used for centuries, and that one is used mostly for an advanced setup, and you can use it for 30 minutes or more, But if you feel like you can't put the pot in your toilet or in a bucket and sit, You can create your own stool, which I also do create as well, the stool, or a stool chair, which is a chair but it has a hole, and you can put your your burner or heater under that stool and sit.
Hmm. So
Yeah.
is it for everyone? Are there any side effects to this?
Well, the side effects that you get clean, but there are four. You cannot steam when you are pregnant or during pregnancy because
Mm.
the steam opens the cervix, and during pregnancy the cervix is closed, and it will only open when the baby is ready to arrive. So when you are pregnant, you don't steam. During a fresh period cycle, the steam is warm and may increase the heat to reproductive system, and can cause the bleed to be heavier. So you don't steam when you're also on your cycle. And during the luteal phase is the second half of your period cycle. It starts after the evaluation ends, and it ends on the first day of your period. So those days you don't steam. Because if you're trying to conceive, it will interfere with the process because it cleanses everything that is there, the blood that is stuck, the old residue. So if you are trying to fall pregnant, you do not steam as well. And during a spontaneous bleed, a second or interim abnormal bleed, you don't steam as well because you make the blood to be heavier. And then there are other reasons that may complicate the yoni steaming, but that is up to an individual if she wants to use it or not. Is when you have an infection,
Hmm.
because let's say maybe you have a burning sensation, or the heat, the steaming heat can cause an itchy sensation in those instances. So it is not recommended, but that is up for an individual. And then if you have your tied tubes, or you have blocked or you removed your fallopian tubes, different forms of sterilization can cause your scar tissue, and this can cause it to fail. So you do not steam when you have your tied tubes. Because remember, you're steaming, everything is going to be soft. If your tubes are tied, they're going to untie themselves and you're going to fall pregnant. Because you're cleaning anything that is tube, your ovaries, anything that is blocking there, you are cleansing it. Anything that is blocking there, you are cleansing it. You have an implant. You can steam, but this forms of contraceptive cause cervical mucus, or it thickens the walls, in your cervix. So the steaming, it clears the thick mucus and can allow pregnancy.
Mhm. All right. Okay. How can our listeners contact you if they would like to try this yoni steaming?
They can contact me on my email address, which is xabazen@gmail.com, or xabazen@gmail.com, or they can call me on 063-416-0244.
All right.
Yes, and also I do the home pack, where I come to your house,
Mm.
and comfort of your own home. I bring my Yoni pack. I show you how to steam. You steam, and then I will leave you with the combo as well. But that is like, it starts from 550, where I do a Yoni massage as well. Not a Yoni massage, but but your womb massage. I also do massages as well. So that also helps, especially if you're trying to conceive, inshallah.
Inshallah.
And yes, and I also give you advice, and I also have Yoni teas and your cranberry juice that I make at home to cleanse you inside as well.
All right. Shukran so much for your time and for educating us about yoni steaming. If anyone would like to contact you, then xabazen@gmail.com is the way, as well as your contact number, which I will share with our listeners as well. But for now, shukran so much, and have a wonderful day. Assalamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum salam.
That was Imaan Zenzokuhle taking us through Yoni steaming, its benefits, how it's done, who is it for, and who it's not for as well. And if you would like to try this out for yourself, Iman can come to you and assist you in the comfort of your own home. You can give a call on 063 416 0244. That's 063 416 0244. Do stay with us. We will be right back.
Cover the Africa of your